of Multiplicity. My name is Maria. So, I don't know if you guys know if I told you, but I've been embracing the gray and trying to grow it out because I got tired of chasing it. And gray is so cool these days. Not cool when you're growing it out. Not cool. All right, so I'm having moments of wanting to run and color my hair kind of a lavender, a misty lavender gray. I'm really feeling that. Like I want to do no ammonia. I don't know if it would cover. I don't know. Just want to try it. Okay, so today what I want to talk about, never mind all that, just noticing my gray and going, maybe it's time to put some makeup on or ditch the gray. Going to be fine. So, I'm not going to worry about it. All right, but I am going to talk about Herschel Walker today. So out here in the multiple DID community, there are various opinions of people's presentations and stories as to how they were diagnosed. And among the high-profile celebrity DIDers, people that were diagnosed with DID or MPD, Herschel Walker is by far the highest profile person we know who has achieved so many awesome things. Nobody could ever doubt that he has the ability as a businessman, as a athlete, as a entertainer, celebrity, public motivator, speaker, and even politician. He owns over, I think, 1,000 different restaurants that serve pizza and chicken. He's a huge chicken manufacturer all over the world. He also has a drapery and bedding company that his branding is off the hook. He, in all of his speeches, he's talked about how he has little hobbies that he keeps doing. And even though he's been integrated, he's very aware of his other, what he calls fragments. And the way and that he constantly has to work on his recovery with 12 other personalities that he calls fragments, that he was made aware of when he was in a facility in California that treated him by doctors. So Herschel has never taken a drug, never taken alcohol, never an aspirin, never alcohol, never smoked, nothing illicit, no prescription drugs in his whole life. And when he got into the facility to be diagnosed, they really evaluated him and saw we're dealing with a couple different Herschels here, and medication isn't going to help that. Excuse me one second while I grab my phone. Okay, so Herschel has a lot of, it's telemarketing day again. So every day. So Herschel has a lot of unique idiosyncrasies and ways that he keeps himself a um, a high functioning multiple. So a little background about Herschel. He claims he was, this comes from his book and his articles and all of his stuff. And you can get his book and you can read it, and you can also then, he continues on with motivating speeches and stuff to folks and gives more information every time. So according to his treatment and his doctors, he has 12 different distinct personalities, which he calls fragments. Most of them are either hurt children that were bullied or angry, violent men that want revenge and just want to hurt people. And via taking a gun and going to drive and shoot somebody. And he says he was aware. He grabbed his gun and went to drive off, and he was heading to go kill somebody. And he saw a sign that said, honk if you love Jesus, and that stopped him. He thought, I have to honk because I love Jesus. If I love Jesus, I'm not going to kill somebody. What am I doing? Um, most of his awareness of the fragment alters comes from his ex-former wife, who said she watched him constantly flip in and out of personas, and that she would wake up in the middle of the night, and he would be pacing or angry or mumbling to himself. And then a very scary time where she woke up with a razor being held to her throat. And when she looked scared and woke up and, was like this, she knew it wasn't Herschel. And Herschel came back to himself and said, "Are you okay? What? What's wrong with you?" And then he realized he had a razor in his hand. So he went and he got treatment. And at the time he got treatment was when he retired from the NFL. Heisman Trophy winner in Georgia. Um, Huge. He was the only football player that had a 100% contract forever. Boxing, he just got into everything. Um, I'm sorry, there's exterminators out there, I think, trying to exterminate a nest that I have, and they're knocking on the window. Try not to pay attention to it. Okay. Um, anyways, so Herschel is one of these high profile um folks that really, if you talk to part of the folks with DID, MPD out here, there's different camps, like everything. Some people believe he's awesome. He's a good representative of DID because he went to therapy, learned how he can continue to keep functioning with his group with an semblance of integration. In the book, I believe his doctor said he was integrated, but now he says not really. He's aware of the others, and he does little projects and hobbies to include them and stay aware of why they're there. So Herschel is a very good example if we believe him, and his diagnosis and what his doctors have diagnosed him. Herschel is a good example about being surrounded by loving people and and being bullied from a young child in school. So he went home to a loving house every day, but he went to school every day and was horribly bullied. Um, he was an overweight child. The kids called him fat. His mother told him he was big boned. He was unable to really move like the other kids. His legs started swelling. And the doctors told his mother, if you don't stop feeding him pretty much, if you don't stop letting Junior here eat so much. And his nickname was Bo. So she said, Bo, we're not going to believe that doctor. We're going to believe God. Okay. Well, Herschel took it into his own hands and started dieting on his own. Doctors are saying he developed the DID in his adolescence. And by middle school, he had discovered football, but he had never really watched football. He wanted to be on a football team, and he taught himself how to play football by reading books. That's very interesting to me. For a lot of reasons, I think Herschel's probably on the spectrum of something else, but that's a whole nother video. But in everything he does, he's very rigid. He does over 1,500 sit-ups a day every day, even at this age now. And he does, I think, like 1,000 push-ups a day. And he only eats one meal a day. And it's always some kind of cinnamon bun or a custard and cone, like a Dairy Queen custard and cone. That is what he eats every day. He only sleeps 3 to 4 hours a night. And he has found that that's what keeps him in his best. He doesn't say, he says, nobody should follow my diet, but that's what I do. I see that as a rigidness that Um, it's a whole nother thing. But anyways, some of you will figure it out when I'm talking about it. I'm not gonna question his diagnosis. I'm gonna say he has a rare presentation that falls conveniently into the, oh my God, he's got some violent alters. He got in trouble for trying to kill his wife, scaring his wife one too many times, lands in a hospital, gets diagnosed multiple, and then has this convenient melding together, but not quite, of his alter fragments. Okay, so here's the thing. For a lot of people out there, we're fighting very hard against that stigma of, oh, you got a bad alter that tried to kill your wife, another bad alter that went to kill someone down the street. You didn't know why. And now you're going to blame your alter. And no memory of it. Absolutely no memory. It's kind of textbook classic civilian, the stuff you see in the movies that a lot of us in the community fought against. We're like, just, no. But then if you look at the other side of it, where Herschel says it was explained to him he has a alter named General, who actually is who took him to the football field and got him the Heisman Trophy and pushed him to be strong and helped him to read aloud because he had a stuttering problem when he was younger. So he was overweight. The kids called him fat. His teacher said he was slow and he was dumb, so people called him retarded. They picked on him, they bullied him. When he got home, he had an overloving mother who, not that she could be ever overloving, but overbearing, kind of loving mother who just kept telling him, Bo, you're okay, baby, you're all right. You can eat that food. The doctor doesn't know what he's talking about. Jesus knows, right? So, okay, so he had all that. And then he developed this general. And he was in the Marines, and he had this general from a young child in him that encouraged him. He heard voices. He heard voices that said, kill that man, don't kill that man. That's not a presentation I'm familiar with multiple personality, but maybe some of you are. I don't know. Anyways, Herschel seems to have had an extreme devil on his shoulder over here, angel on his shoulder over here. And he found a way to get his angels together and find a balance. So now he's making a possible run for Senator of Georgia. And there's no doubt he can do a good job. I don't doubt that. What bothers me is that there are already people that are weighing in saying he has a personality disorder. He has 12 personalities. He seems to use his mental health disorder as advocacy, motivating people that they can get over the stigma, they can be well, they can achieve their dreams, and also use it for when he doesn't do something very good. So that's going on. He also, for me personally, he's a huge supporter of Donald Trump. He believes that Donald Trump shouldn't say all the stuff he says on Twitter, but he's a good man for the job. He's not just partial to Donald Trump. He's had Donald Trump's kids at his house to sleep over. They've gone on vacations together. And he's also had President Obama's kids at his house. He's also had President Bush's kids, President Clinton's kids. So this is a man who is really chucked and jived with everyone. And he believes that Donald Trump is the man for the hour and the front runner that should remain as president because he believes that Donald Trump has respect for the White House. I don't see it that way, but I always say I will come out here and talk about anything that's in the media, and I think if I didn't talk about Herschel Walker, running for senator right now, and the baggage and pushback he's going to get over being one of the most celebrated, high-profile persons with a rare, what's thought rare but isn't rare, mental health disorder like MPD, DID. I would be really remiss. I would be not talking about something that's kind of like right in front of our face. So, I think he will get pushed back, unfortunately. I think he probably could be a really good politician. I just hope he doesn't, uh, declare he wants to be senator and then take it back and say that was one of my alter personality fragments that said that. Um, because he makes it very clear in a joking way whenever he's talking that if you don't like something I say, if I say something mean, that wasn't me. That was one of my other alters. And that's the problem I have with Herschel is that he won't own his nasty words and his nasty behavior. He'll apply that to his alter that's more forward or more assertive or aggressive or maybe not as tactful. And that is the whole stigma that a lot of people are trying to uh, come against out here is that some of us don't have violent personalities or vulgar or people that are going to grab a gun and go kill somebody or hold a knife to their wife's neck or whatever. Okay, so, and then when we do something wrong, blame it on an alter. So we'll just have to see what happens. Um, all that said, he's done a lot of good work for people. He's talked to people with post-traumatic stress. He's talked to veterans. He's talked to people that are getting ready to train to go out on the field. He's been in sports. He's a Fortune 500 businessman, politician, athletic person. I think he's engaged, and now he's getting his son involved, or maybe he got married. I'm not sure. I gotta look that up. Um, I know as of 2019 he was engaged and really involved in getting his son into um, helping train him for football. So that's really cool. I wish Herschel well. Um, like I said, I kind of, when I read his book, I thought, oh, how convenient that when you hold a knife to your wife's throat, get in trouble for playing Russian roulette, doing some really um, poor choices, it's blamed on DID. Um, and I really felt on some of the talk shows that I wasn't sure who was convinced more that he had alter personalities, his former wife or Herschel. But I'm glad that he got the help he got. And it seems like he's saying that he still wrestles with all of himself and bringing together all of himself. And the way he honors those fragments of himself is to do little hobbies and to do accomplishments and keep working together and being aware that he's doing what he's doing, that he's with them making a speech, he's with them playing ball, he's with them golfing, he's with them whatever he's doing, cooking, um, and starting to own some of his own statements instead of saying my alter said that. So we'll just have to wait and see. He's running against a very embattled Georgia uh, governor. Um, and people are already stepping up to the plate and just saying, he's too close with Trump. This is so motivated. They're personal friends, blah, blah, blah. Donald Trump did put him on the staff um, at the White House. So, I mean, he's a politician, so he's got his foot in the door. And maybe he knows enough about policy. He taught himself how to play football reading a book. He stuttered horribly and he read out loud every day. The man still gets up at his age and does 1,500 sit-ups and push-ups every day and only eats one meal a day. A cinnamon bun or a custard cone from Dairy Queen. Just things that make you go, All right, I'm gonna go, guys. I wish Herschel Walker well, and at all with Herschel Walker. I wish his entire crew well in politics. That's all. Take care, everyone. Bye bye.